这个故事如果你会听会读，那么你的英语水平足够和美国人交流了。下面我们一起开始跟读吧。
After a long day, many adults like to relax with a movie or a TV show. It feels easy. You sit down, you press play, and the story begins. But a movie can be more than entertainment. If you use it in a simple way, it can also be a friendly teacher. The best part is that you do not need a classroom. You only need time, curiosity, and a few good habits. I learned this the hard way. In my first year at an office job, I wanted to improve my English. I bought a thick grammar book. I made lists of words. I wrote careful notes. For a while, I felt proud, but I also felt tired. After work, my mind was slow. I could not always focus on rules and long exercises. One Friday night, I watched a show in English because I was too tired to study. I turned on subtitles in my own language. I laughed at the jokes and followed the story. Halfway through the episode, I heard a short phrase that people said again and again. It was simple, but it sounded natural. I paused. I repeated it. Then I kept watching. I did not think of it as studying, but the phrase stayed in my head. The next week, a coworker asked me if I could help with a small task. Without planning it, I used that phrase. My coworker understood me right away. It was a small moment, but it changed my mind. I realized that movies and TV shows can give you real English that people actually use. They show you the rhythm, the emotion, and the situation. They also show you how words work together. Still, many people try this and feel disappointed. They watch a lot, but they do not feel improvement. That usually happens for one simple reason. They watch the same way they watch in their own language. They let the story wash over them. It is relaxing, but it is not always learning. To learn, you need a plan that is gentle and realistic. It should fit your life. It should not feel like a punishment. A good plan can be as small as 20 minutes a day. The key is to watch with attention for a short time, then enjoy the rest of the show normally. The first step is choosing the right content. This sounds obvious, but it matters more than people think. If you choose something too difficult, you will drown in new words. If you choose something too easy, you may get bored. A good choice is a show with clear speech and a story you like. Many learners start with fast action movies. Explosions are exciting, but the speech can be quick and messy. People shout. Background noise is loud. Words disappear. A calmer show can be better. For example, a family drama, a workplace comedy, or a travel program often has clearer dialogue. It also helps to pick something with normal daily life. When characters talk about bills, meetings, food, and relationships, you hear English you can use. You learn how people make small talk, how they complain politely, and how they tell a story. These are useful skills in real conversations. The second step is setting subtitles in a smart way. Subtitles can help you, but they can also become a trap. If you always read subtitles in your own language, your eyes work harder than your ears. You may understand the story, but your listening does not grow much. A good method is to change subtitle types in stages. At the beginning, you can use subtitles in your own language to understand the plot and meet the characters. This is like getting a map before a trip. After one episode, try English subtitles. You will see the words you hear. This helps you connect sound and spelling. Later, you can try short parts with no subtitles. You do not need to remove subtitles for the whole episode. That can feel stressful. Instead, choose one small scene and watch it without subtitles. Then turn English subtitles back on. This is enough to train your ears little by little. Now comes the most important part, working with scenes, not whole episodes. A full episode might be 40 minutes. Your brain cannot deeply study everything, but a 2-minute scene is perfect. It is short, it has a clear goal, and you can repeat it without losing your patience. Here is a simple routine you can follow. First, watch the scene once for the story. Do not stop. Just understand who is speaking and what is happening. Even if you miss details, that is fine. Second, watch the same scene again with English subtitles. Notice any words or phrases that repeat. People often repeat the same idea in different ways. When you see the words, you can start to hear them more clearly. Third, rewind and listen again, but this time pause after one sentence. Say it out loud. Try to copy the speed and the feeling. You do not need a perfect accent. What you want is the music of the sentence, where the voice goes up, where it goes down, where it becomes softer. Fourth, watch the scene one more time without pausing and try to speak with the character at the same time. This is called shadowing. It can feel strange at first, like singing with the radio, but it builds your fluency and confidence. This routine might take 10 to 15 minutes. That is enough. Then you can watch the rest of the episode for fun. You will still be learning, because your ears are more awake, but you are not forcing yourself. As you do this, you will notice something interesting. You are not only learning words, you are learning habits. You learn how people start a conversation. You learn how they interrupt politely. You learn how they show surprise or doubt. These small patterns matter. For example, think about how people disagree. In textbooks, you might see, "I disagree." In real shows, people often say softer things like, "I'm not sure about that," or "I see your point, but..." When you hear these lines in a scene, you also see the facial expression and the situation. That makes the meaning stronger, and it stays in your memory. Movies and TV shows also teach you culture. Not big history lessons, but daily culture. You learn what people eat for breakfast. You learn how they talk to a boss. You learn what kinds of jokes are common. This helps you understand conversations later. However, there is one danger. You can copy the wrong style. Some characters speak in a very rude way. Some speak in slang that is too casual for work. Some speak in old-fashioned language. You should learn from shows, but you should also choose what to use. A good rule is to copy language from characters who sound friendly and respectful. If you watch a workplace show, listen to the characters in meetings. Notice how they ask for help. Notice how they say sorry. These lines can be safe and useful. Another smart idea is to build a small phrase notebook. Do not write down every new word. That is too much. Instead, write down short phrases that feel useful in your life. Maybe you often need to schedule meetings, or you often need to explain a delay. Look for lines that match your needs. When you write a phrase, also write the situation. For example, Could you give me a hand? Situation: asking a co-worker for quick help. Or, I'll get back to you. Situation: you need time before you answer. When you link a phrase to a situation, it becomes easier to remember. It also helps to practice the phrase the next day. You can say it while you make coffee. You can say it while you walk. You can even record yourself on your phone and listen. This is not about judging yourself. It is about getting used to the sound of English coming from your own mouth. If you want to go one step further, you can use a very simple writing activity. After you study a scene, write a short summary in easy English. 3 or 4 sentences are enough. Try to use one phrase you learned. This connects listening to writing and writing to speaking. Sometimes learners ask, should I watch the same show again and again? The answer depends on your goal. Watching new shows gives you new vocabulary and new topics. Re-watching the same show gives you deeper understanding and stronger listening. Both are good. A balanced approach is to choose one study show and one relax show. The study show is the one you repeat. You know the characters and the basic story, so you can focus on language. The relax show is the one you watch just for fun, with subtitles if you want. Another common question is about accents. Movies from different places have different accents: American English, British English, Australian English, and more. At first, it can be confusing. You may feel like your English is weak, but it is normal. Accents are like different styles of music. If your main goal is to work with international teams, it can help to get used to many accents. In that case, you can choose shows from different countries. But if you are a beginner, you may want to start with one accent that feels clearest to you. Later, you can expand. One thing that helps with accents is focusing on meaning first, not every sound. Your brain can guess a lot from context. If the scene is about ordering food, you can guess the topic. Then the sounds become easier. There is also a simple trick. Turn on English subtitles when you meet a new accent. You can learn how that accent changes certain sounds. Over time, your ears adapt. Now, let's talk about time, because adults are busy. You might have work, family, and many responsibilities. You do not need to watch 2 hours every day. Small, steady practice wins. If you have only 10 minutes, you can still do something useful. Choose one short scene. Do the routine. Watch with subtitles, repeat, and shadow. 10 minutes is enough to build a habit. If you have more time on weekends, you can do a longer session. You can study 2 or 3 scenes. You can also choose a movie and focus on one part of it. Movies are great because they often have clear storylines, but they can be long, so it helps to break them into parts. Some people worry that stopping and rewinding will ruin the fun. At first, it might. That is why the routine is short. You study a little, then you enjoy a lot. Over time, the study part becomes satisfying because you can feel your progress. You may also feel shy about speaking out loud. If you live with others, you may not want them to hear you repeating lines from a show. In that case, you can whisper. You can also practice when you are alone, like in a car or on a walk. The important thing is to move your mouth and feel the rhythm. When you shadow a character, do not try to speak perfectly at first. Try to stay close to the timing. If the character speaks fast, you might miss some words. That is okay. Keep going. The goal is to train your brain to keep moving in English. As weeks pass, you will notice that some phrases start to feel automatic. You will also notice that you can catch more words without subtitles. You may even start to think in English during certain scenes. These are good signs. It is also helpful to celebrate small wins. Maybe you understand a joke without reading. Maybe you hear a phrase in real life and recognize it. Maybe you can repeat a sentence with the same feeling as the actor. These moments show that your practice is working. At the same time, be patient with yourself. Some days, your listening will feel worse, especially when you are tired. That does not mean you are going backward. It means your brain is human. The best part of learning with movies and TV shows is that you can choose stories you love. You can laugh, feel moved, and travel to new places, all while learning. When learning is connected to emotion, it becomes stronger. So, the next time you want to relax with a show, try adding one small step. Choose one scene. Listen carefully. Repeat a line. Shadow a character. Then let the story carry you forward. Little by little, English will start to feel less like a subject and more like a living language in your daily life.